Yes, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2021 Melbourne Cup, and we're here at Flemington. Beautiful day. The track is it's officially a good track, but the jockeys are saying it's bordering on the good four to a soft five. So I don't think the track will be any reason for any runners to not be performing at their best here today. We've had a good day's racing so far, and we're just waiting for the horses to come into the saddling enclosure, and then we'll go through all the runners and their chances here at Flemington this afternoon. Some will handle the conditions. At least we don't have a full 90 to 100,000 crowd. We only have 10,000 patrons on the track today, and so it won't be quite as noisy and also as busy as it normally is. I can go through some while we're waiting. We'll go through some of the previous winners for the day. And the first was taken out by number one, Brereton, and that's the Maribyrnong Plate. That's a Group 3 race for the 2-year-olds. Very good win there to Brereton. And race 2 is the 2,800 metre event that was taken out by number 6, Matthew Kamani, the number 6 team captain. And, of course, Matt Kamani had his cup runner, Future Shock, scratched from the race early this morning. So Future Shock, if you had him in the sweep, number 20, you'll get. I think you get your money back, don't you? If it was scratched, yeah. So a bit of a up and down day there for Matthew Kamani in his stable. Race 3 was taken out by number 4. That was Exor Man. That's the Sub-Zero Greys race over the 1400. Race 4 went to number 3. That was Milton Park, the Sale Cup winner, adding the listed Furphy plate to his credit this preparation. Race 5, that went to number 9. That was Lakeen, giving the Godolphin stable a winner for the day. James Cummings, ridden by Damien Oliver. And the first previous race, the Schweppervessens plate for the 3-year-olds over 1,000 metres, that went to number 1, Profiteer. But I can see the horses coming through the lane of roses, the avenue of roses. And so we're coming on to look at the runners now. Number 1, the defending champion, Twilight Payment, comes in with probably a little bit better form. Ran a great race in the Irish St. Ledger there behind Sonny Boy Liston at his last start. He had to take the field up to the tearaway leader. It was a very good run. He stuck on really well. He is up 2.5 kilos. He's into that weight range now of the race where he can run well but probably not win. I still think he's a winning chance because he's probably not – the field this year is probably not quite as good as last year's field. So Twilight Payment is the top weight. And I think he's a top 4 chance. Number 2, this is the horse that we've all been talking about. Number 2, the favourite, Incentivize. He's now out just beyond $3. And he's looking really, really good. He's looking tuned up. The stable has said that the Caulfield Cup was his grand final, and if he won that, he'd go to the Melbourne Cup and come to the Melbourne Cup, and he is here, and so that means that he's done very well since his Caulfield Cup win. It was probably one of the best Caulfield Cup wins we've seen. He looks a magnificent horse. His breeding is not the best. If you went over to Ascot and with him, you'd probably be one of the most average-looking horses in the saddling enclosure. But he's he's got a long barrel, a big stride on him when he gets into his full stride. He's so far as his distances have increased, he has improved his racing performance, and so most pundits think that he's a pretty good bet in the race. He's out to 360 now with the tote, out to 280 with the sports bet and corporate. So he's drifted today, but I think just about everyone is on him who wants to be on him anyway since the Caulfield Cup. So he's a very good chance. I personally don't think he can win, but he can run well. Spanish Mission, number 3, from the Andrew Balding stable there in England, Craig Williams to ride. He's got the racing hood on there just to calm him down during the preliminaries here in the saddling enclosure. A bit of a compact horse. His last run, of course, behind probably the best day of year I've seen for a while in Stradivarius. He's probably not going quite as well Stradivarius this season as he has in previous seasons, but still, it's good form coming into this race. He's got the 57. I'm not sure if he can win with that weight, but he can run a good race. Number 4, Very Elegant, the the current horse of the year here in Australia, Chris Waller with James McDonald aboard, 57 kilos. She ran well in this race last year with 55.5. She deserves her increase in weight, but she's going to have to be somewhere in the Mackay Diva class to win here, and I don't think she is. So for me, I think I do think her best performances are on wet tracks. I'm not saying she needs a wet track to run well, but I think her highest rating performances have been when the track has had a bit of water in it. So for me, she's the top 5 chance, but she can't win. Explosive Jack number 5, Kira Ma, David Eustace, their first runner, and John Allen in the saddle, of course, won the Derby, the stable and jockey combination there on Saturday. He comes in well, but I just don't think he's got the ability to overcome the weight advantage that the 4-year-olds have in this race. The chosen one, the Baker Forsman stable from New Zealand, Damien Lane aboard. His Caulfield Cup run was poor, but he is a horse that he was in good form before that. And he is a horse that can bury bound. That was on a soft track. As he's got older, he does want the track as dry as possible, and he gets that here today out to the 3,200. He's a great chance, I think, of running in the top 6. Number 7, Delphi, the Anthony and Sam Friedman stable, Damien Oliver aboard. He looks a good chance in the race. I thought he went a little bit hard early at Caulfield. Also, the soft track, he hasn't really seen a soft track in his career. I thought it was a poor run, but when you add things together, I think he can rebound here. Whether he can win, he's drawn to do no work early from barrier 3, and he's been very well backed here with the corporates, 41 into 16. I think he's some chance. I don't know if he can win, but I think he can run a place. Number 8, Ocean Billy, Chris Waller's a runner with Damien Thornton aboard. The Auckland Cup winner. The Auckland Cup hasn't been a really good form guy for this race. He ran well in the Caulfield Cup. He likes a drier track, which he gets here, and he's out to the 3,200, so he can run okay. The Sydney Cup winner, Selene, number 9, is next. Chris Waller with Ron Stewart aboard. That's the same combination that had him winning the Sydney Cup. I think he's a good chance here out to the 3,200, and also on a drier track and a bigger track here at Flemington. I think he can win. Number 10, Johnny Get Angry. He's last year's VRC Derby winner. He's totally out of form, but he has been well backed today. $81 into $61. That's probably with once-a-year punters. I can't see him winning, but he can run well. Number 11, Knight's Order. He's one of the outsiders in the field. I just can't see him winning in the second one for the Waterhouse Bot stable. Number 12, Persan. He's got good form at Flemington. He's running the Caulfield Cup, was good. He's got to make up 5 lengths on Incentivise, which he could possibly do out to the 3,200 with the weight advantage. He gets, obviously, that 1.5 kilos off Incentivise from Caulfield. He'll be in there with the whips cracking in the top 6. Number 13, Cariff. I think he's a bit of an outside chance here. His form at 3,200 is good. He likes a dry track. His Flemington form's very good. His current preparation form's nowhere near good enough, but he can pull a run out, Cariff, and I wouldn't be surprised if he did that here today. Number 14, Master of Wine, is next. The Hawk stable has him with Fred Kersley aboard. Showed a glimpse of form in the Turnbull, but I can't have him, sorry. Number 15, Pondus, is next from the Robert Hickmock stable with Rachel King aboard. Barrier 1, he'll either lead or he'll sit behind Twilight Payment in the run. And he's one of the horses I think that can run well. He's been back today, 41 into 26. And I think he can run a good race here. If he doesn't win, he can run in the top 4. Number 15, Pondus. He's definitely a danger to the favourite. Number 16 is a Grand Promenade. He's another one that's a winning chance in the race. But the Mar Eustace stable with Karen McAvoy aboard. Karen going for trying to equal the record with Bobby Lewis and also Harry White. He's won 3 Melbourne Cups already. And he'll go really well. Grand Promenade loves the track. He's also on the Persan preparation from last year. And, of course, Persan ran 5th. I think this guy probably a little bit better equipped to run the 3,200. He's got a winning chance if you like anything to beat the favourite. Number 17 in the race is Miami Bound, and she needs a wet track. She would have needed Noah's Ark to be brought out for her to be a chance. She should be one of the outsiders, and she is at $151. Number 18 in the race here is Port Guillaume from the Ben and JD Hayes stable. Harry Coffey in the saddle, and good on Harry for getting the ride. But I don't think Port will be challenging to win the race here today. Number 19 is She's Ideal. She's from the Bjorn Baker stable, so he's trying to match his famous father, Murray, with the chosen one. Craig Newitt aboard. I just don't think she can run the distance. I think she's a risk at the 3,200. Number 21, Charlie Rose, Simon Wild, Dean Holland, in the saddle. I think she's coming in good form. I just don't know whether she can run the 3,200, but she'll get a nice run and she'll be given every chance. So she likes Flemington as well. And I think the drier the track, the better for her as well. So Charlie Rose, she might not be able to win, but she can run in the top 6 if everything goes right for her. Number 22, Floating Artist here for the Mar Eustace stable. T.A. Nugent keeps the ride, and he's drawn to get a beautiful run here. He's the up-and-comer in the race. He was the last horse to grab his spot in the field, and he's a good chance, I think. I've got him as one of my top winning chances in the race. He looks as though the 3,200 shouldn't pose a problem. And last start at Moonee Valley, he was very unlucky, but he showed that he could sit back off the speed or just behind the speed and run on. So good chance. Number 23, Great House, is next. Chris Waller with Mick D on top. And it was a good win on Saturday. If he can back up from Saturday, there's no references to say he can or can't back up from the within 3 days. But if he can back up from the hard run there on Saturday, he's got to be a chance in the race. And number 24, Sir Lucan, Waterhouse Bot with Glenn Boss on board. He comes in. He's one of these Northern Hemisphere 3-year-olds. He's in the pub book. He's a 4-year-old, but he's still a 3-year-old. And so he's a bit along the same lines of Cross Counter and Rekindling. His form doesn't have the substance of those horses, but Glenn Boss knows how to ride one. The stable have said that he's probably 12 months away from being a genuine contender in this race, and for me, that's good enough to say that he can't win here today. So in short, I think I've got number 22, Floating Artist, on top. I think everything he's done in the yard here has shown me that he's handling the day really well, so I can't go away from him. He was my tip yesterday, and he's my tip now. Number 16, Grand Promenade, in for second. Again, he was my second selection yesterday, and I haven't no reason today to change that selection. I'm going to put in number 15, Pondus, for third. As I said, I think he'll either lead or he'll just sit behind the stablemate Twilight Payment, and that will give him a good chance here. He'll be up near the lead and rolling along, and so I'll put him in for third. And for fourth, I'm going to put in the last year's winner, Twilight Payment. I don't think he can win, but I think he can run a really good race, and at around the $3 or $4 mark for the place, he'll be a good chance. My two long shots here are Salino and also the Chosen One, and I think that I think Great House and also Persan can run good races as well. The favourite will take him on. I don't think he can win, but he can run a good race. So in the end, I've gone for number 22, Floating Artist, to beat number 16, Grand Promenade. We'll put number 15, Pondus, in for third, and number 1, Twilight Payment, for fourth. We're going to go to a bit of a break, and when we come back, we're going to have the race that stops the nation. Race 7 on the card here at Flemington, the Lexus Melbourne Cup run over the 3,200 metres. All right, thank you for joining us here at Turfzone Australia for the running of the 2021 Melbourne Cup. And we've got all 23 runners around behind the gates. Of course, number 20, Future Shock, is the scratching and was the scratching early this morning. The favourite is number Incentiviser at $2.80. Let's go through the market here. Number one, Twilight Payment at $14 has drifted out. Incentivised 280 has drifted out from the 230 he opened this morning. Spanish Mission, number 3 at $10 has been very solid in the market. Number 4, Very Elegant, is at $15. She's drifted out from 12. Explosive Jack is at $51. He's drifted. The Chosen One is at $34 in from 51. Number 7, Delphi. He's been the big firmer of the day. He was $41 on Sunday evening. He opened 34 today, now into 16. So he's been well back. Number 7, Delphi. Ocean Billy, 81 into 71. Seleno, 101 into 81. Johnny Get Angry, 71 into 61. Knight's Order, 126 now out to 300 to 1. Persan, 34 out to 51. Cariff, 126 out to 151 into 100 to 1. Master of Wine, 71 out to 101. Pondus, 51 into 41 this morning, now into 21. So 41 into 21 for Pondus. Grand Promenade, 19 into 16. Miami Bound, 101 out to 200 to 1. Port Gilliam, 126 out to 161. She's Ideal, 81 out to 126. Charlie Rose, number 21, is 15 out to 16. Floating Artist, number 22, is 17 into 11. Number 23, Great House, is 23 out to 26. And number 14, Sir Lucan, is 26 and out to 41. So he's drifted as well. So they have backed a few to beat the favourite here. They're backed a few at good odds, and the best backed of the ones near favouritism is number 22, Floating Artist, $17 into $11 with the corporate. So there you go. That's the market leading in to the Group 1 Lexus Melbourne Cup here at Flemington. Beautiful day. As I said before when we first started the stream, no issues with the track. You can get back and run on. You can get up on speed and keep going, and it's just a matter of what the race style pans out. Now, Ocean Billy, the Auckland Cup winner, goes in. One of Chris Waller's 4 runners. There's Spanish Mission going forward. So Spanish Mission goes up. Coming in is Twilight Payment. Number 2, Incentivised, now out to $3.30. So he's a big drifter late here. There's money for number 3, Spanish Mission, into $9 late. Now Miami Bound goes forward. Here's the Chosen One going up. Sir Lucan goes in the colours that won the VRC Derby on Saturday. Master of Wine goes up. Rupert Lee looking for, I think it's his fourth Melbourne Cup. Of course, Gurners Lane back in 82 was his first one. She's Ideal goes in. There's the current Australian Horse of the Year, Very Elegant, going forward. Coming up in the famous Dardo 10 Chin Nam colours is Cariff. Delphi is set. So too is Pondus. Here's Grand Promenade coming in the Jerry Ryan colours. Of course, Jerry has won a cup with Americane in 2010. Knight's Order goes in. Here's T.O. Nugent bringing Floating Artist up. He's been the best backed runner late. Floating Artist, 17 into 10 now. Johnny Get Angry, the VRC Derby winner, goes forward. Persan goes in. Charlie Rose, the Geelong Cup winner, goes up. Last few to come forward. Port Gilliam goes forward. So Port Gilliam to come in, and Salino, the Sydney Cup winner, should be the final one to go up. Here he comes. Salino goes in, and we're all set. He goes up to complete the line, ready for the Melbourne Cup for 2021. All set. They're racing, and they got away in a great line there. Incentivised got away nicely. Also out well too was Delphi towards the inside and did away nicely too. Twilight Payment, Pondus is going forward. So Twilight Payment looks like he might be the one to get the bit of cover there. Just behind them then would have been Great House. Knight's Order goes up, and so too does Floating Artist. Persan going forward there, just in behind their leaders was Very Elegant with Twilight Payment, Ocean Billy. Charlie Rose looks to be going forward, wanting to go forward anyway. Then came Grand Promenade, Incentivised. He's going up with them out deeper. Spanish Mission not far off the midfield. Very Elegant drops back with Ocean Billy. And Twilight Payment's a long way from them this year as they go past the post for the first time. Great House is next, back with the Miami Bound. Second last in the field, Salino. And last of all, at the tail there, it would have been Master of Wine. They come around the bottom part of the course and coming onto the Maribyrnong Riverside, and in front is Persan. Persan in front leads by a length. On the outside, Incentivised sits second. Knight's Order travels third. On the outside, Floating Artist gets a beautiful run next, and then Charlie Rose. Back behind them then towards the inside there would have been Port Gilliam, and then further back in the field is Great House, followed on the outside there, Grand Promenade, who's out 3 wide without cover. Spanish Mission getting the cover out 3 wide, then Cara, followed by Very Elegant. Back on the inside of them then was Delphi. The Chosen One is next. Then Twilight Payment is a long way from them there, and so too is Pondus. Back behind them then would have been on the Ocean Billy, and then came behind them Port Gilliam. Getting back in the field is back there is is on the inside there, Master of Wine. Back behind it there was on the outside Ocean Billy. Back second last in the field there, Great House back towards the tail, and Salino's with him. They come down towards the top of the course at the 1,000-metre point, and Persan in front leads by a half length. The favourite Incentivised on the outside second. Back on the rail third was Knight's Order, and then around the outside was Grand Promenade, who's done it tough. 2 lengths away to Charlie Rose, and then Great House on the inside. Cariff is next, and then on his outside there around them was Very Elegant. Spanish Mission out deep going forward, then Twilight Payment, Ocean Billy. Back behind them, Delphi coming to the turn into the straight. Incentivised moved up to Persan, looked to be travelling well, the favourite. Floating Artist just behind him, out wide of Grand Promenade coming with a runner. Then came Spanish Mission. Charlie Rose, Ocean Billy to the outside into the straight, Incentivised in front. Floating Artist is coming out after the leader, and Very Elegant joining in with a run on the outside. Here she comes. Very Elegant hit the lead. She went straight past the favourite, and then Spanish Mission, Floating Artist, but Very Elegant shot away. Very Elegant, too good, goes right away from them in the Melbourne Cup, and Very Elegant, a terrific win in the Melbourne Cup by 3 lengths. Very Elegant first, Incentivised second, Spanish Mission third, Floating Artist fourth.